Just arrived from Rockauto in America is what I'm hoping is a replacement fuel pressure regulator. This is the fuel pressure regulator out of an early Mercedes, Volvo, Porsche for the D-Jectronic cars, and we've been looking for a replacement, and I'm hoping that the Standard PR148 is that replacement. These are actually adjustable with an Allen key on the top and are supposed to be rated for 30 psi. So let's test that. Just in case you didn't watch the last video, here's our test setup. We've got a 2-litre Coke bottle with 2 standard car valves in the lid and in the bottom. We're pressurizing this 2-litre Coke bottle with this DeWalt mobile air compressor here. We're going to pressurize this to 30 psi. One of the lines is going to go into one side of the fuel pressure regulator. The other side of the fuel pressure regulator is effectively capped off using this Bosch fuel injector, which we know isn't leaking, and any excess pressure here will leak out of this valve here. This would normally be connected to the fuel tank via the return line. You can hear air hissing out of here, and look what the pressure is doing. Now, these are adjustable out of the box, and I am led to believe that from the factory they're adjusted to 30 psi. If that is the case, then this is either very poorly adjusted, or what's more likely is out of the box, this PR148 is actually leaking. On this digital pressure gauge here, which is connected to the back of this Coke bottle, it's easy to see that it's leaking. If you didn't happen to have a digital pressure gauge, you just need to hold that in water and you can see that that is leaking like a good one. Just imagine for 1 second that you've been told, or you know that your fuel pressure regulator is faulty in your car. You're having problems starting the car when it's cold, and when it's hot, you've got an uneven idle. You've tracked it down to the fuel pressure regulator. You go out and buy a brand new unit and put that on the car, and you've got exactly the same symptoms. Okay, this number ticking down here means your fuel pressure is bleeding away through this return line here. And the problem with putting on a brand new part in your car and assuming that it works in the case of something like a fuel pressure regulator is that you may then start pulling to pieces other parts of your car which are working perfectly fine. We got this fuel pressure regulator here from rockauto.com. This came from America. It took about 2 or 3 weeks to get here and cost just under £92. And thankfully there was no customs or import duty, so £92. This would be an absolutely fantastic replacement for one of these if it actually worked, because these here can cost anything up to $600 for a working unit. So I'm going to contact Rockauto and see if they would like to send me another one of these to test, because as I say, I would love to have a working fuel pressure regulator with these fittings, but this one here you can see is leaking. The pressure's slowly leaking away to nothing. If you had that in your car, what would happen is the fuel pressure would bleed away to the fuel tank. You would have hard starts when the car's cold, hard starts when it's hot, and the fuel injectors here on the D-Jectronic system would not be working at the correct pressure. Now, Rockauto are fantastic at letting you return stuff if it doesn't work. It is a bit of a pain in the context of one of these because these come from America. So I'm going to contact Rockauto and see what they have to say. Maybe in the interest of science, they'll actually send me another one of these to test, and then I can send them the faulty one back.